It's alright, so cheer us on through the sun and rain, 'cause Chelsea is our man. Blue is the color, football is the game. We're all together, and winning is alright. So cheer us on through the sun and rain, 'cause Chelsea is our name.
Definitely. Chelsea is the name, and definitely the sky is surely blue. A very warm welcome to you this morning on the show Mega Sports on Omega 101.7 FM, our radio, your own radio. A quick look at our top service this morning. Golf Legends Tournament called the Icon Series is set to get underway. Anthony Joshua versus Alexander Usyk has been set for August 20. Golden State Warriors win 2022 NBA Finals as Steph Curry is the most valuable player. Arsenal ready £100 million bid for Victor Osimhen and other transfer updates this morning. But I am asking you to board this flight with me. As we'll be talking about sports, I also have my regular player with me in the building. His name is Oscar. Oscar, good morning to you.
Good morning, Muna, and good morning to everybody. And welcome to Mega Sports on Omega 101.7 FM, my radio, your radio.
Well, definitely we'll begin with the world of boxing this morning, where we'll be telling you that George Kamboso has already come out to say that he has been beaten, but he is still making sure that he's standing, and he wants a rematch against Davin Haney during the month of December, during the Christmas period, as he has said that he wants to make sure he avenges his defeat with the defeat which he suffered on the 5th of June, where we told you that Davin Haney made sure that he made the prophecies of Floyd Mayweather come to pass, where Mayweather said that Davin Haney is surely his next successor. But this morning, George Kamboso has come out to say that no, I want that rematch against Davin Haney, and I want to make sure that I get my own pound of flesh against him. And he says that this time around, he wants the fixture to be played in Australia. And according to reports, they said that the Kamboso versus Davin Haney fight generated about 50,000 buys on pay-per-view in Australia, which falls short of the big pay-per-view figure of 100,000 pay-per-view in Australia. So Kamboso versus Davin Haney was able to get enough crowds in Australia. So certainly, if they can put the reverse fixture in Australia, Kamboso is looking to see he will do the needful against his own compatriots, which are the Australians. And now, Oscar, this morning, George Kamboso coming out to say that he has been beaten, but he is not battered, he is not down. He wants to make sure he's still standing, and he wants his rematch against Davin Haney. What do you say about that this morning?
It shows the spirit of a true competitor, but just like always, David Mayweather Haney is going to still do what he does best in the ring. But kudos to him. He wants to try again. That's what they say. If you're on the ground, you don't stay down. You get up and try again.
Well, definitely, we hope that this time around, if he tries again, he will not be beaten for the second time, because Davin Haney is in serious form at the moment, and we don't know if George Kamboso will be able to match Davin Haney's strength at the moment. Let's see if that reverse fixture is going to come our way. George Kamboso wants the fixture to be done in Christmas time, during the Christmas period, which is the month of December. He wants to have his revenge back, and he wants it to be in Australia. And he says they are considering 3 options, which is Melbourne, Sydney, or Brisbane. So these are the 3 venues they are considering. Now, at the moment, nothing concrete has been done yet, but let's see how that is going to go. In our very next story this morning, we have Anthony Joshua versus Alexander Usyk, and a date has already been fixed, and Coppinger has formally confirmed that the bout is set for Saudi Arabia on the 20th of August for the AMB, FIB, and OMB heavyweight titles that Usyk currently holds. So definitely, Anthony Joshua, the date has already been set in the month of October, on the 20th day of August. August 20th, we'll be seeing Anthony Joshua step in the ring against Usyk in Saudi Arabia. Now, particularly about this story this morning, Tyson Fury yesterday was in an interview with a very renowned man. He was in an interview with Frank Warren, and during the course of that interview, he made a statement by saying that Anthony Joshua should hire him as his trainer. Now, this brings me to the question this morning. If you're Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury, the Gypsy King, tells you through an interview that if you need to make sure that you beat Alexander Usyk, come to me, who is the undefeated, undisputed champion, that I will be your trainer and I will bring my boys to work with you. Now, Oscar, to you, if you were Anthony Joshua, would you accept this offer?
I'll be jumping at the offer because no, seriously. Now they said to get to the top, you have to learn from the best, and the best in this sports that we are talking about that is Tyson Fury, is the Gypsy King. So if he's offering his services himself, I don't see why Anthony Joshua should not be jumping at it. But I think it should be more of a professional. Tyson Fury is not a professional trainer. He's a boxer too. But I think Anthony Joshua can learn a thing or two from him.
Or quickly, let's look at this voice clip of Tyson Fury when he was in an interview with Frank Warren.
So for people who haven't got tickets and it's near your area, get down and get yourself a ticket and come and enjoy the show. Let the games begin. That's going to be epic. And then
the taxi incident. I think when it came out, people were more like, "Well, who hasn't done that?" That is as you said, that's every Brit abroad.
Yeah, every idiot Brit abroad with a few beers in. What we do? Who here has never been on holiday, got pissed up and acted a real mug? Everyone I know is the program robot who gets told what to say and what to do. I'm as real as waking up in the morning and having a breakfast and putting your shoes on. There's no scripted scenes here. You get what you say on the tin.
That was what was endearing sort of about it. It was all very relatable. I think people saw it and they saw themselves in it.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure it won't be the first time, it won't be the last time.
I want to talk about the heavyweight division. There's always lots and lots going on. Anthony Joshua and Alexander Usyk look like they're going to rematch very, very soon. And he has got a new trainer. He's brought in Robert Garcia. Frank and Tyson, I'd like to get both of your thoughts on that. Tyson first.
Well, I'll give you a brutally honest answer to this, as always. Unless Anthony Joshua gets his ass up to Morecambe and lets me train him for this fight, Robert Garcia and 10 men like him will not make him beat Usyk. Because 1, they don't know him. 2, they don't know what he's got in his engine. And 3, he's not a little Mexican who can go toe-to-toe with someone for 15 rounds. If he gets on Usyk from round 1 and tries to push and be so aggressive, he'll be gassed out after 4 rounds, start hanging on after 5, 6 and get stopped in 7. But if he comes to Morecambe Bay and I teach him how to be a real fighting man for 12 rounds and how to deal with these little middleweight people, then he will get a win. But other than that, I see him getting beat again. 2 in a row, baby. And it's over. But if you want to resurrect his career, please come up to the man who's never lost a fight in his life, been undefeated for 13 years, and retired as only the second heavyweight in history to be on top of the game. 2 times heavyweight champion of the world and won every single belt in history there is to win. Does it get any better than that, Frank? That's your offer.
And I've got to tell you something, I'll take that up.
So there you have it. Alexander Anthony Tyson Fury making sure that he's telling Anthony Joshua, if you want to defeat Alexander Usyk, make sure you come to the undisputed champion. Oscar, what do you have to say once again about this? Hearing this,
like I said before, some people will say that Tyson Fury is being proud.
Yes, I know that's where people will come from.
But he's telling the truth. He has been doing this for 13 years and he have not lost any fight at all. So if you want to beat the best, if you want to be the best, you have to learn from the best. Even if you're not bouting with him, you're just watching from the stands and see how he does his things. I think he can pick up a thing or two from Tyson Fury.
Well, this morning, Oscar is advising Anthony Joshua that he should make sure he picks up a few tricks from Tyson Fury because it will be needed. Everybody is rooting for Anthony Joshua to lose on a second time bout, and now it has placed him in the seat of being an underdog in this encounter. Well, we just hope that on August 20, Anthony Joshua will be able to shock the whole world and get those much needed belts that he surely wants to be able to get. Moving over to our next story this morning, we'll be moving over to golf, where I'll be telling you that Canelo Alvarez has continued his controversy, but now there is a very good news in the world of golf this morning, where I'll be telling you that the Golf Legends tournament called the Icon Series is going to be underway very, very soon, and it is a very, very nice one, because as it stands now, the tournament is going to begin on the 30th of June up until the 1st of July at the Liberty National Golf Club, where we are going to see various sporting names, making sure that they'll be able to compete in this. And one of the particular and familiar names we are all going to see, we're going to see Pep Guardiola be in action. We will see Harry Kane also in action. James Milner, who is also a footballer, will be in action. Ivan Rodriguez, who is a baseballer. Other golf players will also be there. We also have those who are playing basketball as well. Michael Phelps and a couple of other players who are going to make sure that they do this. Now, it now brings us to a question. Canelo Alvarez is preparing for a boxing match against Golovkin in the month of September, and everybody is beginning to criticize Canelo Alvarez, saying that he is totally out of shape and that he has actually not done any fitness whatsoever regarding this match, and he's busy playing golf. How does he expect himself to make sure that he tells us he's a champion and win Golovkin? Now, how do you feel about the story, Oscar? Do you think Canelo Alvarez is doing the wrong thing at the right time, or probably he should just keep enjoying himself?
That's the issue with being a jack of all trades.
Yeah.
You tend not to focus on one. He has a fight, and his last fight he lost. And because he won a tournament in golf, it's now focusing his attention more on playing golf. But you have a fight already scheduled. You should be in the ring training and getting ready for that fight, so that you give the people that pay to come and watch a spectacle. But he's busy enjoying himself in the golf field. I don't know what to say to Canelo Alvarez. I think right about now, like some people are saying, he's not taking his boxing career seriously. He's focusing more on the golf because it's more entertaining for him.
And it's giving him more money, if you can say. Well, let's see how it all goes for Canelo Alvarez. But our main story this one is about the Icon Series, where we are going to see two teams will be captained by two former professional golfers. On the side of the Americans, Fred Couples will be the head of the team, while in the rest of the world, it will be South African Erwin Hels, former world number one, who will guide the personalities in different games. And so here are the names of players who will play on different teams. Team USA, we have Fred Couples, who is a golfer, Michael Phelps, who is into swimming, Michael Strand, who is into football, Ben Rostenberg, who is into football, Junior Smith, who is into basketball, Andrew Whitworth, who is into football. We have Robbie Gold, who is into football, John Smoltz, who is into basketball, and Marshall Flock, who is into football for Team USA. And the rest of the world team, we have Ernest Els, who is into golf, Ash Barty, who is into that. We all know Ash Barty into tennis. He will also be there as well. Pep Guardiola, who is the coach of Manchester City, he's going to be in action for the rest of the world. Harry Kane, who is the famous .9 for England, will also be there. Canelo Alvarez, who is a boxer, will be in that team as well. Abdel Veles of cricket will also be there. James Milner of Liverpool will also be there. George Gregan of rugby will also be in the team of rest of the world. Vicky Poinson of cricket, Brian Lara of cricket, and Ivan Rodriguez of baseball. So there you have it. Those are the players who will be at the Icon Series 2022 tournament, which will feature top athletes from different sports across the globe. So make sure that you'll be able to be ready for this very occasion. June 30th is when it is going to kick off up until the 1st of July. Pep Guardiola making sure he's having enough rest, and he's making sure he's doing that on the golf course. Moving over to our next story this morning. It was all joy for Steph Curry yesterday. Remember that Game 5 took a different turn for Steph Curry, and he was not able to make a single three-pointer in Game 5. But guess what happened in the early hours of today? Steph Curry was able to make sure that he carried Golden State Warriors and made sure that they were able to win their 4th title in the last 8 years. The Golden State Warriors have won the 2022 NBA Finals for the 4th time in the last 8 years by defeating defeating the Boston Celtics 103-90 points in Game 6 of the series at the TD Gardens in the early hours of this morning. After falling behind 14-2 early in the game, the Warriors eventually took control with a 30-8 run that lasted from the end of the first quarter into the beginning of the second quarter. There was no stopping Steph Curry as he was able to bag the most valuable player of this very competition, which was just played. He was able to win it. Now, a unique year in the NBA issue is what Golden State Warriors point guard Steph Curry was able to have, and he was able to make sure that he won the MVP player of that very competition. He is the all-time three-point shooting leader as it stands now. It was an unforgettable player for him. Remember that he was supposed to be sidelined with injury, but he made sure that he fought his way through and he participated in it. Now, Oscar, this morning, Steph Curry shows us how magical he is. Can we name him as one of the very serious legends of the golden game of basketball? Because I call it the golden game because he plays for the Golden State Warriors. Is he one of the serious legends of the golden game of basketball?
I think Steph Curry has already established himself as one of the legends in basketball already. Even still playing, he's a legend while he's still playing.
He's still a legend.
And in that Game 5, I think the injury he had actually
affected him.
Yeah, yes. That was why he was not able to get it. But in the Game 6, he got going and he scored 34 points.
34 points.
Yeah, it was a very fantastic match for him, and he played he showed people why he's a legend in basketball.
Well, it was a very solid performance for Steph Curry, as the only trophy missing in his cabinet was certainly this NBA Finals MVP trophy, but he has finally made sure that is already in the bag. The NBA Finals against the Celtics arrived, and if one thing the chef was missing, it was the recognition as the finals most valuable player. The Bill Russell Trophy, which he won for the first time in his celebrated career after completely dominating Boston in 6 games and adding his 4th NBA championships to his resume. Steph Curry's legacy also includes 2 regular season MVPs, being a member of the 75th anniversary team. Now you wonder where he ranks amongst the best players in the sport. Certainly, let the debates begin and let us know if you feel Steph Curry is already among the greats while still playing the game of basketball. Moving over to our next story this morning, we'll be telling you that we'll be coming down to Africa and coming down to Nigeria. This morning, we'll be telling you that the Commonwealth Games trials, remember that it is going to begin on June 21st up until June 23rd, and we have a host of athletes have already made sure that they've already touched down in Benin in preparation for this very trials, and we're hoping to see that Nigeria will produce excellent athletes, will be able to produce excellent athletes. The president of the AFN, the Athletics Football Federation, in the name of Tobok Okowa, said that they are doing everything possible to make sure that they produce enough athletes to represent Nigeria excellently well at the upcoming Commonwealth Games and a major task in Oregon in USA, which is going to kick off on July 15 to July 25. We'll be hoping to do excellently well in those competitions that will be coming up. Now, quickly, Oscar, we did well in Mauritius, and now we are preparing for the Commonwealth Games, and we are also preparing for a major athletics tournament in Oregon, USA. We have many athletes who are not based in Nigeria who are doing excellently well, coupled with our homegrown athletes who are still doing well. Do you see us doing well at this Commonwealth Games, taking the fact that we are starting on a very good note, hosting trials, and they have set serious bars for these various athletes? Do you feel we will do excellently well?
The preparation for this Commonwealth Games it's been a little bit surprising. Like, it's not like Nigeria. They are really out for these Commonwealth Games. Their preparations are good. They did well in Mauritius, and they got us a couple of golds. And we are all being optimistic in this Commonwealth that we'll bag some golds too, and then some medals to add to it. But we are being hopeful, and hopefully they will do us proud.
Definitely, we are hopeful that they will do us proud. Now, as for the standard set for the trials, foreign-based athletes must run 10.05 seconds if you are a male, and if you're a female, 11.15 seconds in the 100 meters, while local stars will run 10.70 seconds for male and 11.85 seconds for female. So these are the standards that have been set for the trials to take place. For the 200 meters, the standard for foreign-based athletes is 20.24 seconds for male, 32.80 seconds for female, while the home-based stars will have to run 21.50 seconds for male and 24.25 seconds for female. So we hope that definitely will do well. Favor Ofili, Nathaniel Ezike, Nnamdi Prosper, and 5 other reigning Nigerian record holders will be able to make sure that they touch down in Benin next week to be able to see that they will compete and be able to make Nigeria excellently proud when the Commonwealth Games and the athletics journey will begin in Oregon come very, very soon. We'll be hoping to do excellently well, because it is unlike Nigeria to take such huge step in making sure that we prepare well for our very own competitions. And also the president of the Athletics Football Federation said that they will be having little issues in terms of finances, and as of now he has already made sure that he has had a meeting with Mr. Sunday Dare, the Minister for Youth and Sport Development, in terms of finances, so that this competition would be an excellent success. What a very good way to start your journey, if you ask me. They are making sure the organization is done excellently well, and we hope Nigeria will come back with the much needed gold medals. Now, next story this morning, we're talking about Umar Sadiq, who has come out to say that he can't wait to feature for Almeria in La Liga Santander this season. He was able to join Almeria in the second division, and he was able to help them to be able to get back to the La Liga Santander. They were in the Segunda B division, but they gained promotion, and Sadiq has scored 38 goals in 74 La Liga games for the very, very UD Almeria side. Now, Oscar, do you feel Umar Sadiq has what it takes to compete amongst top goal scorers in La Liga Santander come next season with UD Almeria as his team?
I think in the second division, he has proved his worth. He has showed what he can do. I think he can hold his ground as long as they play as they're playing, and he doesn't play it as if he's competing with anyone. He just does his thing and enjoys himself on the pitch. I've watched one or two of his games for Almeria, and his all play is solid, and he's a good finisher for them. So I think if he keeps doing what he's doing, he will do well for them, and hopefully they survive the relegation battle.
Definitely, it is not easy coming as a relegation team to the La Liga Santander or to any league and still remaining and making sure you stand your ground in that same league. If you want to know how it is very difficult, go to the English Premier League and you'll know how relegation teams come and still go back the following season. Moving over to our next story this morning, the Nigeria Professional Football League is already going to make a return on June 19. Kwara United will be taking on Sunshine Stars. MFM will take on Eyimba Heartland, will take on Castina United. Remo Stars will take on Lobby Stars. Dakada FC will take on Aqua United. Plateau United will take on Gombe United. Wiki Tories will take on Shooting Stars. Abia Warriors will play Kano Pillars. Rangers International will take on Table Toppers. Rivers United and Niger Tornadoes will take on Nasarawa United. All will play on June 19th. Now, moving over to our next story is about Sadio Mane. Now, Oscar, I have a quick question this morning. Sadio Mane is a renowned player, as we all know now. He is already one of the great Africans in the game of football this morning. Now, I have a question. Liverpool, Bayern Munich want to secure the services of Sadio Mane, and they are saying they will bring they are bringing a bid of £34.6 million. Now, do you feel Sadio Mane is worth more than this money or worth less than that money? Coupled with what he has done last season, what he has been able to achieve, how he has boomed himself as a player, do you feel that price tag is too low for him?
It's so everybody's going to always feel that it's too low for a striker like Sadio Mane, for a player of his profile. It's a bit low. I think they need to come up a bit, because for them to be asking for 50 million for Lewandowski,
thank you,
and now you want to go and buy somebody's price, for lower. I think if I were Liverpool, I would insist on that 52. So the money you get from selling Lewandowski, you give it to us, and we'll book it for you.
Because as it stands now, the thing is, Sadio Mane has agreed personal terms, yes. But Liverpool on their part are still refusing that fee of 34 million, meaning they are protecting his image.
Exactly what Bayern Munich is doing to Barcelona. Because Lewandowski already agreed personal terms with Barcelona, and then they now went and increased the price. I think Liverpool can still hold out to. I think why Bayern is doing this is because they know that Lewandowski might still leave. 50 million is not that huge amount of money in the transfer markets these days.
Yes.
I think so. They are trying to, get somebody to replace him if he eventually leaves. But I think Liverpool can hold out for more. I think Bayern should be able to pay more for Sadio Mane.
Oh, definitely. We hope that Liverpool will be able to demand more for Bayern Munich. But that is not the main cause of our story this morning. Sadio Mane is already making sure that he is feeling at home in Senegal. And yesterday, he was enjoying the game of soccer in the mud with his fellow Senegalese people. Mane, who looks to leave Jordan Klopp's Liverpool side and still a move to Bayern Munich this summer, went back to Bambili to play in the local kick alongside some names, some stars of the very Senegalese scene. The 30-year-old was joined by former Newcastle striker Papi Cissé, ex-Liverpool forward El Hadji Diop, as well as international teammates Mban Diagne and Benegali star Desire Sembe. In a video posted on social media, Mane can be seen playing on a muddy pitch amongst a host of stars who he was able to call that let us go to the grassroots and see what we can do. Because if you look at this how will I put it now? This gesture of Sadio Mane, to tell you that this man is a man with no worries. He makes it look so easy, like you can live that celebrity life even still being normal, even still being moderate. Now, looking at Sadio Mane now, where do you see this man in Bayern? Do you see him creating and setting more issues if he eventually makes the move to Bayern, or probably the league might just swallow him?
Nah, it's Mane, and this is Bundesliga we're talking about. Mane is going to go there and he's going to perform. Like I know Mane is not like all these fancy English guys that are overhyped. Mane is the real deal. He's strong, he's fast, he has an eye for goal. So I don't see why and Bayern has the talents behind him to support him. So I don't see why he's not going to do well in Bayern Munich.
Well, definitely we hope Sadio Mane, if he makes that move to Bayern Munich, he will be able to set more boundaries and be able to to make Africa, to be able to make our European counterparts know that it is high time you start giving Africa the credit that we deserve. Because Sadio Mane has come because as we all say, he has come from the trenches and is able to make it in the big city. We hope Sadio Mane will be sold for more than that fee, because for me, £34.7 million is low for Sadio Mane, if you ask me, because he's doing excellently well as a player. Now, moving over to our next story this morning, it is about the FIFA 2026 World Cup, where I'll be telling you that FIFA have announced a combined 3-country World Cup in 2026. United States of America, Canada, and Mexico are the 3 countries hosting the 2026 FIFA World Cup that is coming in Qatar's coming up after Qatar's tournament. For the first time since France 1998, FIFA will expand the qualified teams from 32 to 48 teams, and 9 of them will come from Africa, plus instead of the usual 5. Now, Oscar, this morning, I remember asking yesterday if the FIFA World Cup is beginning to lose value. Now, the 2026 FIFA World Cup, we have 3 countries that are going to be organizing this World Cup. USA, Canada, and Mexico are the 3 countries, because now it is the turn of North America to be able to represent, because it's go round by continent. Now, 3 countries representing 2026 World Cup. 48 teams are going to be at the World Cup. Will it affect the players? Because everybody keeps saying that fatigue will surely affect these players. 48 teams at the World Cup, and let's not forget that before that, they will surely play their local league matches before heading into the World Cup. 48 teams at the 2026 World Cup. How do you see that?
On the part of the players, I feel sorry for them. I already said it with the UEFA League, Nations League coming up. It's going to be fatigue on their side. It's going to take a whole huge toll on them. But to us, the fans watching, I think, yeah, it's going to give us. World Cup seems like it's short this time. Before you know it starts, before you know it finishes. So we don't get to really enjoy it. But now it has been expanded. We get to watch and watch and watch and get our feel of football. So on the part of the players, I understand their complaints about getting work to rehab, but come on, they are paid equal amounts to compensate for it. So they should just do it. For us, the fans, it will be good for us to get to watch longer matches and all whatnot.
Well, now another side to this story is that as United States of America, Canada, and Mexico are all hosted, the three countries co-hosting the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Now, a special place in America where we know Nigeria to be able to, we were able to achieve a feat at the Atlanta 96 is surely coming back in 2026. So, Atlanta 1996 Olympics was very, very historic for our very dear country, Nigeria. Now, knowing that 2026 Atlanta is among the cities that have a stadium. They have the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and it will also host matches of the World Cup. Now, do we see Nigeria creating that same history of Atlanta 96 in 2026 World Cup?
I think definitely when they take that field, they'll draw inspiration from what
happened.
The previous Super Eagles did on that same pitch, and maybe try to produce their own. But first of all, we have to qualify for the tournament.
That's the first thing.
We have to qualify for the tournament first of all. So I implore Pizarro and his guys to start now in making preparation as they're going to miss this next World Cup. They should start now to prepare for the next one coming and make sure that Nigeria is represented in the 2026 World Cup.
Definitely, we hope that Nigeria will be represented at the 2026 World Cup because it is going to be very competitive. 9 teams from Africa will qualify. 48 teams in total instead of 32 at the 2026 World Cup, which will be hosted by 3 countries: United States of America, Canada, and Mexico. A quick look at the cities that will be playing matches at the very World Cup in 2026: Atlanta, Boston, Cincinnati, Dallas, Denver, Houston, Los Angeles, Miami, Nashville, New York and New Jersey, Orlando, Philadelphia, San Francisco, Seattle, Baltimore, all in the United States of America. In Canada, Edmonton, Toronto, and Vancouver will all those cities will also host matches. And in Mexico, we have Guadalajara, we have Mexico City, and we have Monterrey, which are going to be the cities to make sure that they host games at the 2026 World Cup. We hope Nigeria will be able to qualify and bring back the heroics of Atlanta 96 in 2026. Over to our next story this morning, we'll be telling you that Manchester City and Barcelona will be playing a charity game in August. The match, which is planned to take place at the Camp Nou on August 24, is designed to raise funds and awareness for the amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. It is to pay homage to former Barcelona goalkeeper and assistant Joan Carlos Onzu, who was diagnosed with the condition in 2020 and reportedly holds close connections with Pep Guardiola and Manchester City as well. Reports say that the charity event was to occur last summer, but definitely due to the whole pandemic and all that, they have already been able to say that they will play in August this year. So definitely Guardiola and Xavi will be able to share touchlines. Who were once formerly manager and player will now become managers and rivals in this very, very encounter. Over to our next story this morning, transfer news and transfer updates. Yesterday was a very busy day for Arsenal because Arsenal were making a lot of moves in the transfer market, and as it stands now, I'll be telling you that Arsenal have secured the signing of a very player in the transfer market all the way from Porto. We can see that Pep Guardiola was able to instill in Arteta that very scouting sense. Quickly, transfer news this morning: Lille have already sacked their coach Jocelyn Gourvenec. The relationship between Gourvenec and Lille lasted only 1 season. The French side have already made this departure official after a season which they won the French Super Cup and qualified for the last 16 of the Champions League. So Paulo Fronesca is likely to become the new coach of the French side. Moving over to our next story, Samaka is PSG's top priority. The striker is one of the campus priorities to reinforce the PSG attack for the PSG attack this season. He scored 16 goals in 36 games, a return that has led the Parisian club to take interest in the 23-year-old who is valued for 50 million euros. Now, this leads me to a question. PSG is a big team. You have Mauricio Icardi in your team. Now you are going for a striker who is 23-year-old, scores 16 goals in 36 goals, probably very impressive for his age. He just came into the limelight. Why is PSG choosing to throw money in the transfer market when they can work with what they have? Oscar.
Personally, I think this can only mean one or two things. I think is either they are looking to let Icardi go because he didn't really play much last season.
Okay.
So maybe possibly they are looking to let him go and use Kamaka as a backup for Mbappe. Or I don't even know. I don't know. Maybe keep the both of them and maybe play somebody from wing when Neymar, who is always injured. If he gets injured, maybe Mbappe might drift to the wing and then they will play one of them as a striker and one as a backup. I don't even know what is going through their mind right now because okay, who is telling them to get this guy?
That is a question.
Which manager? Who is?
What if the coach doesn't want to use Samaka and has his own striker in mind?
That's the issue. You've not sorted out your coaching crew and you're getting players for who?
Well, we'll see how PSG will be able to turn out because left for me, Samaka is not a player that PSG should be looking for at the moment. Their sole aim is to get a coach first of all. The coach will tell you, these are the players I want. You make the sign. If you eventually sign Samaka and eventually he makes the move to PSG, and probably you sign Zidane later on and Zidane tells you, this is not the striker I need. I probably need Victor Osimhen. What would you do? After splashing 50 million on Samaka, you now seek spending 100 million on Victor Osimhen. We'll see how that goes for PSG in their own transfer problems. Chelsea and Manchester United are interested in signing Dumfries from Inter Milan. The Inter Milan defender is the latest name to be linked with Ten Hag's Manchester United, and also seeing that Chelsea are in the frame to see if they can sign Dumfries as they are looking. Remember, I told you yesterday they want to use it as a check and balance in the possible Lukaku departure for Inter Milan. Braithwaite's destination next season is currently unknown, but he might be looking to make a switch to Brentford. Barcelona might sell him because of their current economic situation in the team. And remember that Braithwaite needs to be able to be in contention because if not, Denmark will drop him for the upcoming World Cup. So definitely Brentford are looking to sign the Danish striker in the name of Martin Braithwaite. Guardiola wants Marc Cucurella. Pep Guardiola has been looking for a left back since he arrived at Etihad in 2016 with Benjamin Mendy, who is in jail at the moment, and Alexander Zinchenko might be looking to be on the move. Cucurella could make a move to Man City. Now, Cucurella against Zinchenko, who would you pick according to last season's statistics?
Definitely Cucurella. And Guardiola wants Cucurella, and we know that whatever Guardiola wants, Guardiola gets. so what? Immediately I saw the news because I was rooting for Chelsea to sign Cucurella. Immediately I saw that news, I was like, the next thing I'm saying is here we go. Cucurella.
You know the good thing about Cucurella? Cucurella was in Barcelona's youth team. He played for Barcelona's senior team. He wasn't able to do well. He went to Espanyol. If I'm not Getafe, sorry, he went to Getafe. From Getafe, he did excellently well. Brighton were able to secure his services.
Yeah, he started his career as an attacking midfielder, attacking winger. So that was the issue. He didn't really do well, but then he got converted to a left back and a left wing back, and he was absolutely brilliant.
Wow.
He has been brilliant for Brighton since.
Now, I'm imagining Cucurella playing under Guardiola, knowing how Guardiola is his specialty in bringing out the best in a player. We'll be seeing a very serious star-studded Man City side next season. Now, if you were Zinchenko, would you make the move? Or would you remain in Man City?
As a Man City boy, I think he should remain. As long as Ferland Mendy, I don't know if he's coming back.
Ferland Mendy for the meantime, Benjamin Mendy for the meantime is looking like he might not be going out.
So if he's not coming back, I think Zinchenko should stay. and then fight for his place with as a rotational squad player. I think he should stay. He has been in Manchester City all his life, and it's not like he's going to miss out on anything. He's still young. He has a lot to learn from Guardiola, and even Cucurella coming in might improve his game. I've seen such things happen before, so I think he should stay, even if for this season at least, and try to improve on his game.
Well, let's see how it all goes at the left back position of Manchester City, because Cucurella might be looking to make a move to Pep Guardiola's man. And whenever Guardiola says he wants you, definitely part of your mind is already made up that you want to leave. So let's see if Cucurella will make the move to Manchester City. Benfica and Shakhtar Donetsk have already agreed a deal for David Neres. David Neres will move to Shakhtar. Will move from Shakhtar to Benfica. Neres joined the Ukrainian club and was unable to make his debut due to the current Russian invasion in the country, but now he's making a move back to Benfica to revive his career. If I can remember, David Neres was one promising player everybody felt would be able to make starlights, and all of a sudden he just went down the drain. Everybody was asking what's happened, and I feel it's because he wasn't able to handle the pressure of fame, and it was this player who was feeling bigger than the team. Could we say that was what affected? Because he's not supposed to be playing in Benfica by now. He's supposed to be playing in top European teams at the moment.
I don't know what happened to David Neres. I remember the season we played Ajax with Ziyech and David Neres.
And he was
he was one who was working with Ziyech to torment Chelsea. That in that match, and I was like, Chelsea should go and get this guy. And we ended up getting Ziyech, and I thought he was going to make a big money. I was surprised to hear that he signed for Shakhtar Donetsk. I was like, seriously, Shakhtar Donetsk.
How can you leave Ajax to Shakhtar Donetsk?
Yeah. So maybe he revives his career. He's still young. He can revive his career in Benfica trying to replace Darwin Nunez. Maybe he goes there and then revives his career, and then from there he make a big money move.
Let's see whether it would all work out for David Neres. This morning I'm to tell you that Arsenal have already confirmed the signing of Fabio Vieira for a very they've not disclosed the fee yet, but Arsenal have already secured the services of Fabio Vieira, and he is, as Arteta's first signing for Arsenal at the moment, and they are looking to wrap up the signing of Gabriel Jesus in the coming days. Well, I'm also to tell you this morning that Milan have already named the price tag for Slimakas. The 22-year-old Belgian footballer could leave the Italian club after 2.5 seasons. The Rossoneri would be willing to let him leave if an offer of close to 20 million euros is already going to arrive. The big story this morning is that Arsenal are preparing £100 million bid for Victor Osimhen, as Arteta has said it that he's going all out to get a striker. Now this morning, Victor Osimhen in Arsenal, would it be a great fit? Because if you can remember, Alex Iwobi in Arsenal was not all that excellent, probably because Iwobi is a lazy kind of player under the manager he was with. If Victor Osimhen makes this move to Arsenal eventually for £100 million, do you see him surviving in Premier League?
Well, let me start with £100 million. Arsenal. I'll believe it when the bid is lost,
because we all know
Arsenal bringing £100 million for
it will be very hard.
Yeah, okay. So if they're able to complete this signing, it will be for the first time Arsenal will have a great striker.
But wait, now
after Aubameyang was big good for
now looking at the fact that they will bring in Gabriel Jesus to the team, having Jesus and Osimhen.
That's the problem. If they are getting Osimhen, I don't think they will still get Jesus. And if they get Jesus now, I don't think they will still want to go.
Jesus will cost them £60 million. Osimhen will cost them
Arsenal cannot spend £160 million in one position. Except Arsenal, except Kroenke has left Arsenal. Except there is another, maybe a Saudi have bought Arsenal and I didn't know about it. 160 million for one position when Arsenal needs to upgrade on almost every position.
Because this morning they are still looking to sign a left back.
That's what I'm saying. And you are spending 160 million for one position. No, now it's...
Well, let's see how it goes, because I feel Arsenal will be in a condition now where they will have to choose between Osimhen
one of them
and Gabriel Jesus.
If you can get one of them, you let the other one.
And let's see how it all goes for Arteta, because everybody is shaping up the attack. Manchester City have gotten Erling Braut Haaland. Liverpool have gotten Darwin Núñez. Will Arsenal get Osimhen or Gabriel Jesus to lead the line next season? We'll be hoping to know. Liverpool have already completed the signing of Abdin fullback Calvin Ramsey, who is set to join the team in the coming later days of today. We are to tell you that also Arsenal are set to close in on signing forward Gabriel Jesus, as Manchester City were able to say that they want to make £200 million revenue on the sales of Gabriel Jesus, Raheem Sterling, Alexander Zinchenko, possibly Nathan Ake. They listed a couple of players who will be leaving the team in the coming days. I'll tell you that Arsenal are also set to sign Christopher Nkunku. They have their sights on Christopher Nkunku of RB Leipzig as they want to bluster their attack for it is all Arsenal this morning, making sure that yesterday they were able to be in the transfer market, making sure they were surveying to get their attack ready for next season. Arsenal are after Bologna left back in the name of Aaron Hickey. They want to sign Aaron Hickey of Bologna after signing Tomiyasu from the same Bologna a couple of seasons back. So they'll be looking to sign Aaron Hickey for battle at the left back position. And I have to tell you that Mata has already declined the offer of joining Al Hilal for a very serious fee of 10 million euros. He has turned down the offer and he says that he wants to see himself returning to Spain, where Sevilla, Real Betis, and Real Sociedad are considering an offer for this very, very serious veteran. So 815-1017-777 or 0907-112-1017. Arsenal are in the news, Oscar, and you are already doubting that Arsenal will not be able to pay such fee in this very transfer, because everybody knows Arsenal to be stingy. Could we say they were stingy under Arsene Wenger, or now they are beginning to bring out money?
Is he stingy or I don't know if I'll call it stingy or okay, they missed out on the Champions League.
Yes.
They have not sold any player, any serious player.
They've not been able to build up a serious player yet,
to sell. So where is the revenue coming in from? They want to sign Osimhen for 100 million, Gabriel Jesus for 60 million. Nkunku, Leipzig is saying they are going to take nothing less than 100 million.
100 million actually.
So looking at all these things, that seriously, that's not like will not be able to complete all these signing. But if they're able to, then they're definitely playing the Champions League next season. If they can buy Nkunku, buy Osimhen, get a left back, and then
sign probably Gabriel Jesus. Let's see how it goes for them. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you.
I'm calling from Women.
You're welcome.
Yes. Please tell me, is there any transfer for Manchester United?
Well, nothing really on Manchester United for now. Manchester United are still seeing if they can pursue the signing of De Jong.
Interested FC and looking at FC.
Well, let's do that. Thank you very much for your contribution this morning. For Manchester United, the words for Manchester United in the transfer market is always they are interested and they are looking forward. There is no news that Manchester United have signed or they are close to an agreement. It is always interested. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
I'm from Manchester.
You're welcome.
I'm so happy for us now for this morning. So sign this midfielder from here.
For Porto, Fabio Vieira.
Fabio Vieira. I'm so happy. As for Osimhen, I don't think I can go. This time Osimhen. This guy for Man City.
Gabriel Jesus. Well, thank you very much for your contribution this morning. Victor Osimhen will be very difficult, but Gabriel Jesus might be looking like the easy option. Text message this morning says, good morning, Muna and Oscar. I am Kingsley Unwebe from Akata. Instead of AJ hiring Tyson Fury, let him simply watch Fury's matches. I hail FIFA for raising the World Cup participants to 46 and also like the idea of 3 nations co-hosting the 2026 tournament. I wish Heartland victory this week. Definitely, we all wish Heartland will be able to come out of relegation waters. Good morning, my sport presenters. I use this opportunity to thank all Arsenal fans all over the world and also thank sport lovers across the world. Chief Organizer 1 from Akokwa. Thank you so very much. Good morning, Muna and Oscar. Premiership is a different ball game. Lukaku and Werner's rivals as Chelsea has made me doubt the potency of successful strikers in German and Italian leagues. Osimhen might not replicate this form in Premiership. As for Sadio Mane, we all know that African players are always on that price in European football. Almost the hour from Aaron is if African players are underpriced, Salah will be leaving Liverpool if possible. He might be rated 100 million if we say he's underpriced.
Underpriced. Yes, I think.
Or should we say black Africans?
Africa. If Salah is leaving Liverpool, I don't think they'll buy him up to 100 million.
Probably 70 million.
Yeah, 70, 60. But Salah, with the form he is in, yes. If Hazard can go to Real Madrid for 100 million, I think Salah should too. At the peak of his powers that he is now, he should be able to generate Liverpool 100 million.
Okay, no problem. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, Mona.
Good morning to you.
First time calling.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you very much for calling.
Yeah. Please, this one I'm not hearing about Chelsea transfer. I don't know what they are doing.
We have joined Man U as interested FC.
well, there is no problem. Congratulations for Man City to get Ireland. And secondly, I want to appreciate Nigeria Super Eagles for their performance. They are doing well. Then secondly, I don't know what our own darling club, Ireland, I don't know what they are doing. Definitely. The relegation is not their portion, but the way I'm seeing them, I'm not seeing them coming out there. I wish them well. Then secondly, this man from PSG, Mbappe.
Yeah.
Is he going out or
Mbappe has already renewed with PSG. He's not leaving.
Okay.
Yes. Well, thank you very much for your contribution. We really, really appreciate it. This is where we call it a wrap up on the show this morning. It was fun doing this video. Oscar, any last words from you this morning?
My last word is I'm really proud of how Nigeria is preparing for this Commonwealth game. This is the first time I'm hearing Nigeria, setting up a trial like ahead of the game. They are trying to get the best athletes to represent the country. I'm really happy for that, and I really hope we do well in the Commonwealth Games.
Oh, definitely. We all hope Nigeria will do well in the Commonwealth Games. It is on this note we say bye-bye. And remember, tomorrow is Saturday. Weekend is already at our doorsteps. We'll be bringing you every story from the world of sports tomorrow. Remember that I remain Mona, your host, and Oscar is also with me in the building. We remain your co-host for this very show. I will make a return tomorrow. All we can say is bye-bye for now.
Welcome to the sound of tomorrow. This is Omega FM 101.7.
You're listening to something big.